Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons and Dragons advice video I'm calling this Change Their Focus. Before I get into this, I want to apologize in advance. I'm trying to get over a cold. My voice is all cracking and scratchy, and if I cough a little bit, I apologize. So, just so you know. Change their focus. Here we go. I've been doing advanced Dungeons and Dragons monster videos for a while now. And in case you haven't noticed, I tend to recommend monsters that have ways to kill off player characters quickly. One thing I've learned running games for over 40, almost 45 years is that if you give good players a chance to think, they will find ways to destroy your campaign, derail your villains' plans, and eliminate your monsters post haste. All a good player needs is a chance to think. One of the best ways to keep your players distracted is to keep them worried about something else, like how the monsters they run into have the ability to kill them outright, regardless of level or tricks or abilities. Player character abilities. Dungeon masters, I've seen this time and time again, dungeon masters, when they're trying to figure out what monsters to put against their players, they tend to look at hit dice, armor class, hit points, and damage ratings. And all those are important, I agree. I tend to look at the abilities of the critter and how quickly they can eliminate player characters. You take out one or two player characters quickly and the player's focus tends to shift off of the big picture. Trust me, it works. If one of their biggest, baddest characters gets killed outright, they're not thinking about, we got to go stop this bad guy over here. They're talking about, holy shit, this guy just killed so-and-so. What are we going to do? Okay? It shifts their focus. It does work. And for those of you who think a savings throw is a crappy thing to rely on, I have a story for you. The other day, my wife and I were running Oriental characters in my son's game. I was running an Oriental Barbarian. My wife was running a Wu Jin. These two characters are gone. I'm running a Wu Jin. My wife is running a Samurai. But at the time, I was running the Barbarian, and I concentrated a lot of my abilities in the martial arts. For those of you who don't know, Oriental Adventures martial arts are, oh my god, badass. You don't need a weapon. The martial arts in real life were designed by people who were not allowed to have weapons. They made weapons out of whatever they had available. For example, a wheat thresher or nunchucks. A spear is a stick with a knife attached to it. A bow staff is a walking stick. They used what they had as weapons, and they found ways to use them in combat. For those of you who don't know, karate is an amalgam of two words. Te meaning hand, kara meaning empty. So it started out as te and then morphed into karate, hand and then empty hand. That's what karate means. It's designed for peasants to use when the government won't allow them to have weapons. It's that simple. Now, my barbarian was a badass with martial arts. I rolled an exceptionally high strength, and I was kicking the crap out of his bad guys. So, my barbarian was doing well. The other day, we were playing in the game, and we were fighting some sort of behind-the-scenes shadow villain. We didn't know what it was at the time. We have since confronted him and defeated him, but at the time, we didn't know who it was. My barbarian was doing well until I decided to get some sleep. The employer had provided rooms, and my wife's character was on guard duty. We figured we'd split up the guard duty. I know, stupid, never split the party, but that was what we had decided. There's only two of us playing, so, I was getting some sleep while the wife slept. We couldn't, the employer felt he couldn't trust his guards, so, there we go. Give me something to drink, hang on. during the course of the evening, while I was asleep, something woke me up. Before I could investigate, the dungeon master called for a savings throw versus magic. Now, I needed no shit a 4. I needed a 4 to make the savings throw. Guess what? I rolled a natural 1. Natural 1s can happen to anybody. As I understand it, Will Wheaton is cursed with natural 1s. Maybe 2s, I don't know. But that would have failed as well. But natural 1s can literally happen to anyone. My character succumbed to a very powerful mind control spell. I was forced to attack my wife's character on sight. I went out there. Her character was a Wu Jin without a hell of a lot of hit points. As soon as I saw her, I attacked. I killed her literally in one shot. My character was killed trying to escape the castle. One failed savings throw literally caused a TPK, and anyone can roll a natural 1. Anyone. This could have literally happened to anyone. So when I say a monster can easily kill off player characters quickly, and they have the ability to kill somebody just by missing a savings throw, never discount that, because I'm being serious. Anybody can fail a savings throw, and one failed savings throw the other day caused a TPK. So, don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that. If you have a monster that can kill off player characters easily like that, just with a failed savings throw, for example, I did one on I can't remember what the monster was. I did it last week. This thing it's a plant, but it's got tentacles or vines or whatever. And basically every time it hits, it takes a quarter of the character's original hit points, the victim's original hit points. So essentially, this thing hits 4 times and a person drops. It's crazy. No matter what level you are or how many hit points you've got, this thing has reduced you to 4 hits. That's it. And it can attack something like 8 times in a round. So, yeah, monsters like that are, oh my god, terrifying. They will shift the focus of your players. Your players are investigating the underground complex or whatever, looking for the mystical MacGuffin to defeat the bad guy. And suddenly they're attacked by something that kills big bad player characters outright in one shot. Yeah, their focus will shift, I guarantee you. Give them more to think about, and your campaign will be a lot more interesting. Trust me on that. I'm not telling you how. I'm not trying to tell people how to play their games, how to run their games. But I'm trying to give people the benefit of my years of experience. I've been doing this. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons better than 40 years. Better than 47 years. I've been running it for more than 45 years, and frankly, actually about 45 years. And I'm just trying to help. Feel free to use, abuse, or discard this advice. But if you distract your players, your game becomes a lot more interesting. More to think about. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. There is a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. When the police detective, who happens to be a skinwalker squirrel, uncovers a plot by a paranormal perpetrator, he has to enlist the aid of his fellow housemates. If you enjoy a modern, quirky take on historical mythology, check out my new original novel, The House Off Farrago Road.